Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jake, this is Charlie here for another reaction, and today we are reacting to Doctor Who Season 3 Episode 8. I forget which number it is all the time. Charlie, what happened on the last episode? There's no way. There's no way.
Give me a second.
We watched it, was it yesterday? Or? No, it was Friday we watched it. That was 3 days ago.
The sun was alive.
The sun was alive. Okay,
Yeah.
so the sun was alive. The episode was titled 42 because of the 42 minutes they had before they crashed into the sun.
Oh, okay.
And you thought that episode was good, better than others, but probably at your moment it sort of was tied with, I can't remember which other one you said. I think you said Gridlock, the one to do with the trapped ships on New Earth. I think it was. You said you prefer that one.
Yeah,
I think so. But so far, yeah, you thought it was good.
yeah, no, it was alright. Yeah,
It was alright, yeah. Okay. And where we left off in that one, if I correctly again today, he gave it a TARDIS key, like, here you go, you're a member of the TARDIS now.
yeah.
Her mum is sort of helping try and spy on the Doctor via someone named Mr. Saxon.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Now they're going on more adventures. So yeah, I don't think there's much else new news to cover because it's only been 3 days. So shockingly, what I will say is that I asked Charlie to do this recording, and he said, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "I just woke up. It is 2 o'clock. It's 2 p.m. 2 p.m. In case anyone thought 2 a.m. 2 p.m. And he's like, "Oh, I just woke up." Like it's a fucking task to watch something.
Well, I mightn't have my full usual energy, you know. I bring usually
You're
so much
negative energy. You're negative everything. You're lucky that the internet is a fucking cesspool of negativity. That's why we do well in this. All right, well. All right, anyway, I wanted to put that in already. I'm exhausted. Anyway, we'll just jump into this. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We hope you enjoyed this reaction. And if you do, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. That'll be superb. But other than that, see you on the other side. Wasn't bad. Come on, get into it! Come on!
Arthur, it's important. Did they see your face?
No, they couldn't have.
Off we go.
It's a quick start.
Stolen technology. They got a time agent's vortex manipulator. They can follow us wherever we go.
The cross-cutting is actually exaggerating the tension right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You studied media.
Because it all depends on you. This watch, Martha. This watch is... It all took place in the future. In the year of our Lord 2007.
I can prove that wrong for you, sir.
Was that when it was filmed?
Monday, November 10th, 1913, and you're completely human, sir.
1913.
It's me.
Yeah, 2007.
I thought it was.
It was because what it was, shows were back in the day very quick with churning out stuff. Like, I don't know why it takes 2 years to make things these days. I don't know whether because there's new laws and regulations, so people then are paid well, and there's like X amount of space in between, and like saved health and safety. Maybe that's something to do with that. But it used to be 1 year after another we got to shows. So the show started in 2005 with Eccleston, and we're on Tennant's second season. And that means that literally it's going a year by year by year. So they don't mess around. Yeah, one interesting opening, eh? Weren't expecting that, were you? I have a story actually to tell you about this when we're finished to do with Carol. Yeah. It's weird, but yeah, just remind me. Grab me round it just to do that.
Oh, shut up. I thought you were doing it because of the recording.
No, that as well, yeah.
That's like what's his
Limmy,
name?
Limmy, yeah. What?
Now that we brought that up, my mate sent me a TikTok yesterday of Limmy, and it was him on Minecraft. He created like a thing where it spawned villagers and the little babies would step on the pressure plate and take off, and it was like killing their parents. It would like put them into lava, and he's like, yeah, go on. Where's your daddy gone? Where's your daddy gone? He's in the lava. You killed him.
It's such a fucking Limmy thing. Did I ever tell you that me and Cal, my mate Cal, got into like a messaging Limmy off? So we would sub to him and leave subs on his Twitter. He'd then sort of like say stuff like to us like out loud, and we were just doing it. But we only did for a little bit. We just did like one back and forth where it was just sort of like he was just like, "Oh, could you show Jakey what to do with his muscles?" And he went, "How about that, Jakey? How about that?" He said that. I can't remember what I said in response. Fucking hell. Brilliant, what a hero. Anyone doesn't know Limmy, search Brian Lemond. He's a Scottish comedian writer. He's a prick, but we love him.
Martha Jones.
Tell me then, Jones. Hands like those, how can you tell when something's clean?
That's very funny, sir.
It's not a funny joke. It's not a funny joke. Your reaction to it is not really funny. But also, I actually never heard the sort of like when he goes, "My hands I had when something's clean." The other goes, "Oh," just a subtle laugh.
Proper rich laugh.
Yeah, rich boy fucking twat laugh. Yeah. Oh, quite, bully!
Racism!
Yes, white supremacy! Oh, yeah, it's, you forget about racism, don't you?
Yeah.
In a few years' time, boys like that will be running the country. They might not. Oh, good morning, Mr. Smith.
Oh, you klutz! Do you know the significance of the fact that saying maybe not, due to it being 1913?
Sorry, what? I was focusing on that. I wasn't listening to you. What'd you say?
Oh god, hold on, no, carry on.
No,
Hold on. This goofy romance has got you.
Good.
Division of labour.
We make quite a team.
Don't we just?
So, these books, were they
I wouldn't want to.
the stairs?
Hey, what about the
They're right behind you.
He's so fucking goofy.
Less than this. Quite an eye for the pretty girls.
Oh no, she's just an invention. This character Rose.
I accidentally looked like I spat on Martha there.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Sorry, Martha babes.
Has there ever been a book, Doctor Who?
No. So it's only been the TV show. So
Okay.
why? We just went
went
over.
cool.
Although since then there's been comics and audio books and stuff like that where it actually is where it is their own versions. But when it first was created, it was only really the TV show, and then what followed it was then novels. So there has been like that. Yes, well I should have said yes to that. But what came first was the TV show.
Yeah.
What I was saying to you before you got mesmerised by that will they, won't they moment was, do you understand the significance of 1913? Okay. That's fine.
Is it the war or something?
After it, don't worry. He did say I could. I seem a little familiar with him. Best remember your position. Yes, ma'am.
They're just a person of their time, just a person of their time.
Latimer,
Your father.
you've been reading my
I recognise him.
Him.
Yeah.
He is... Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you should watch Game of Thrones. But that's the main other thing I know him from. But I think he's been in other BBC's or adaptations of stuff. Was he in Merlin, maybe? I can't remember. Did you watch Merlin? Okay, then I have no fucking idea where you saw him in, Charlie. But should I just shut up then?
Yeah.
I thought I pressed the wrong button there.
Never mind that little toad. Who's for beer? Got beer?
It's my type of man.
Blackdown Woods. What are you waiting for? Make sure the bus is down the pub. before you-
Actually, he's also in Game of Thrones as well.
For everyone, is it?
That one.
Yeah, the one that's at the window.
Hurry back, Baines. I'm parched.
I mean, you kind of understood why people back in the day, when if something random couldn't happen to them, they'd have to say it was witchcraft or aliens and stuff like that. Because if that happened, you wouldn't be like us. It's like now it's like, oh, drones or things like that.
Yeah.
But back in the day, 1913, it is mad to think that if anything happened that was like slightly advanced or slightly more out of the norm, it's like, right, well, that's got to be something that's well beyond our comprehension.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just think it's bad. Like, to have something always like have Doctor Who when it's past in a certain time, it's like you're doing things about sci-fi and aliens, and it's like at the time everyone would have been like heightened, like women, if they showed any form of intelligence, were burned at the stake. Maybe not this area, maybe not this area, but you know what I mean.
Do you think aliens are real?
No.
No.
I believe there's
Any
believe there's alien organisms in a sense that is alien from our country, our world. Sorry, as in like could be life that is an alien organism on likes of things, but I don't think the concept of big glowy aliens are out there so advanced. I don't believe in that. I believe that we are at the start of what's considered life, considering that the world's X amount of million of years old. We are at the point where we're at the start, and there's no other no organisms that are in the world of shit that is reachable to us in that sort of sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in aliens?
I think there's life, but I don't think they're like going around in UFOs and shit.
Nah, that's shit. Do you know we're getting sidetracked. Do you know a Jenny, Alana's mum? She is into this sort of shit, and she knows it winds me up. So we'll be there, and she'll be talking about. She'll have things on like, I'll watch this documentary. So they found these aliens, and I'm like, no, they haven't, Jenny. And then she's like, oh, I watched this story about this ghost. She's well into her ghost. She's like, yeah. And what happened was someone was walking along the street, and then they went into a shop, and it was a shop from the 1930s. And then when it went out, it was like all cobble streets and horses and stuff like that. And I was like, no, they didn't, Jenny.
Just on acid.
And I'm like, no, they didn't, Jenny. She was like, no, there was two people that said it, and I was like, right. And I was there, like, but she knows it triggers me. So Alana's watching me, like, trying to watch me, like, at points, we're like, calm down. No, Alana! She didn't fucking see it! So yeah.
You don't believe in ghosts either?
I don't believe in ghosts either. It's it's all shite. It's all shite. And anyone who's watching this that believes it, you're shite.
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
He's so good, this guy. I fucking love him. He's got such good facial expressions.
I said hello.
Chap's alright.
Why would you want to see us?
I want to know what you look like.
That's easily answered. We look so familiar.
So quick. Dramatic.
Beer then vanishes into the... Where is it, man? Where's the blessed beer?
There was no beer. It was gone.
Or I've been waiting.
It's a very cool way of how they show someone's a bit off when they have that camera angle up in their face. Like, it's slightly on its side, and it's just like a bit distorted.
Hello. Talking to a machine.
She can understand you.
Chameleon arch. Rewrites my biology.
He's in pain and you're laughing.
Just the music didn't quite match that.
Yeah.
So she remembers everything,
Yeah.
and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Keeping your head low avoids the mockery of your classmates. But no man should hide himself, don't you think?
Ha! Because he's on himself.
Proud of it. You are not alone. Keep me hidden.
Don't much to take in. His face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love this guy. I'm annoyed he's not in a lot more things. I mean, quantity and numbers, because if there was one or two of them, you could rip them to shreds.
Yeah.
Permission to give Latimer a beating, sir.
Not class, Mr. Smith.
Permission granted.
I didn't know they could do that.
Yeah.
Just
And
literally.
they're all just following him.
All
as
of them,
well.
yeah. Everyone gets like sort of a crack.
I think so.
I want to go.
All the places.
Classic.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon. I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I also want to point out that kid's reaction time to him getting the ball taken off him in the cricket ball. If that's his reaction time to that, he should not be playing sports. He should not be playing sports. He practically went to throw another one after it was already out of his hand.
Made a bit of a meal out of that. Though.
Yeah. Also,
Just could have said.
what window was it going into?
Might I invite you to the village dance?
Hold on.
What window? Where window?
Because they're lifting the piano up to go into a window. Hold on. They're not trying to put it in that fucking small little gap, are they?
How do you know it's going in a window?
I'm assuming it is.
Well, it's scaffolding, so maybe it's just...
But the scaffolding's being used as the to be able to have the winch. So the winch is right above it there, which means it's getting pulled up there. And the only thing I see is that window with the small fucking window open.
Don't know.
Listen, that's the biggest flaw in this entire show.
You could have just said the F-bomb.
That was luck.
Who?
The doctor.
What? What do you mean? Oh, fuck's sake! Alright, okay, he means, if you haven't watched it, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 12, Episode 5, I think, Hero or Hate Crime.
Oh my god.
I think it's that. Hero or Hate Crime. Frank Reynolds drops the F-bomb to get someone's attention and saves their life. It's a whole thing. One of the greatest episodes, watch it.
Nurse Redfern, might I invite you to the village dance this evening?
Oh, he's feeling confident.
As my guest.
Oh, he's feeling confident. He thinks he's going to pull.
Like,
All becoming clear now.
did he get some powers back or something because he opened that watch?
And maybe a subconscious sort of thing.
A girl in every fireplace.
Now. I
Ah.
have to protest, Joan. That
Where did you learn to draw?
Gallifrey.
Is that in Ireland?
I wish.
Yes, must have thought he was a nurse, actually.
We make such good wives.
Really? Right.
She's really laying it on thick, isn't she? You love it. You love to see it. A queen that knows what she wants.
All sorts of skill.
Get some! Get some!
Martha, what have I told you about entering unannounced?
Wasn't on the list.
She also blew all the shit out of him.
What wasn't on the list? Finding love.
I guess so, yeah. How do you feel about him kissing a blonde that isn't Rose? Take that, L.
Such a child.
I was literally about to say something there, and I was like, "Hold on, Jake, don't say anything," because what you might were about to say may have been something spoilery.
Thank you.
I feel like he says it to me every time I see that. Look at that goofy smile.
I had to go and fall in love with a human, and it wasn't me. Darkness is coming.
He's just like a creepy Bigfoot, just walking through the
Yeah.
woods like that.
There's no movement
Yeah.
in his hands.
That balloon's impervious to like all weather and conditions.
Whatever's happening seems to be centered around that establishment. The faintest of traces, but they all lead back.
That half smile he does is like so good.
Isn't it? This isn't very funny, sir.
Just shut up! Stop talking! Cease and desist! There's a good girl! Mother of mine is done.
Can you actually dance?
I'm not certain.
There's a surprise. Would you like some tea? Yes, thanks. I could put a nice bit of gravy in the pot. I like the sound of that. Right.
See how quick she clocked on there. Martha fucking Jones, mate. She's gonna fucking shoot her!
Cultural differences. So confusing for you. Mother, this is what we call a story.
This? I've got to snap you out of this. Oh! Wake up! You're coming back.
Leave these premises immediately. Now get out!
She clocked on quick, but she's not very good at it.
No, well, she really threw it in. Also, she took a big risk as a servant who's also black in 1913.
Yeah.
even though he is still human, he is still the Doctor. But you know, there's easy a chance he could be like, well, you're dead now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Martha? Not now, Tim. Busy.
What?
Oh, what was going
Wait,
on?
trying to remember. Oh, wait, trying to what? Oh, what in general, what to do with his kid, or just where he's from?
Just no, like, why did the setting change and the clothing change?
Mr. Smith?
But it's the exact.
Where is he? You're a dangerous man.
I love him.
Public.
Yeah, well, think again, mate.
You know that guy's racist. As in the character. You know it.
Spare a penny, sir?
I didn't spare you.
How sick is he? He's class. I didn't spare you. Yep. I shattered the first time I saw that bit. Holy fuck, I leapt across the room.
What's going on?
They do not give a shit.
Nope, nope.
Smith?
He said he wanted them silent.
Is that you?
The guns look like something out of Rick and Morty.
Have you enjoyed
Yeah.
it, Doctor? Maid or matron? Your friend or your lover? Your choice.
I knew it was
You
two-
normally call the two-parters
I knew
as
it.
well.
I knew it was going to be, but I was expecting him to like at least change into the Doctor before the end.
Oh, you got got! You got got! And that goes by our reaction to Doctor Who Season 3, Episode 8, titled Human Nature. Now, do you understand why I mentioned to you about maybe possibly doing 2 episodes in one day?
Oh, did you?
I did say that to you the other day, like maybe do 2 in one day.
Oh,
And when I said that, I was like, shit, he might work out that's a 2-parter from that.
I don't really listen to you.
Well, that's redonkulous. But yeah, so that's the reason why a 2-parter. First off, what do you think?
Oh, I liked that. That
It's
was good.
fucking
That was
great,
really
isn't
good,
it? It's
yeah.
so good. It's such an intriguing story. You know, when I said there's a shift, and the last one was the start of the shift to me, and then it's just it just goes and goes, starts fucking running, and yeah, it's great. What I will say before I forget, the story to do with Carol.
Yeah.
So, pardon me. Our family's from Dublin. We were over in Dublin for something. You were born by then, I think. What year were you born?
2006.
Yeah, you were born. So this was when they were doing the weekly releases of this on Saturdays, and I think it was about 5 p.m. they were doing it when they were on. And I was like to Carol, I want to watch Doctor Who, because this is when I was getting into it. And I was like, I want to watch Doctor Who, and he was like, no. And Carol's like a real stubborn prick. Like, if he was in your family, you would actually hate him, right? And I still hate him. But it's one of those things where it's like he's stubborn, so he's like, nope, don't like it. It's dog shit. It's fuck that. No, I only messaged him. We were talking the other day. He's watching Doctor Who again at the moment. He's like, it's good. So he changed his tune. But it was like that as a teenager / young adult. Anyway, in the end, he was like, no, I'm watching King of Queens, and I was like, but I want to watch this. And he's like, it's my flat. I can do what I want. I'm like, I went to his mom. I went to Mary. I was like, Mary, I want to watch Doctor Who. She was like, yeah, you can watch Doctor Who. Carol, he's watching Doctor Who. Whilst they were out, well, he went fucking livid. Bearing in mind, he'd seen King of Queens, all of them, like 1,000,000 times. But he was like, I'm watching it! In the end, it got to the point where, just before it started, me and Ryan, his brother, my cousin, moved the door in front of, even to their Fifth Avenue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the door that goes into the sitting room / kitchen. Yeah. We moved the sofa across to there, and he didn't realise until 15 minutes in that it started, and he was like, what no? And he started trying to get in. So he started smacking in the door to try and turn it off. We couldn't even watch any of the episode because we were there trying to hold in place this fucking sofa. So we missed the last half an hour because we were like barricading ourselves in because he was so determined to not let us watch it. It was fucking awful. In the end, it finished, and then it finished. It was like, all right, finished. So we just moved the sofa away, and we were like, we'll finish watching it now. And he came in and he was like turned on King of Queens for the last like 15 minutes, and then he just like went out. It was horrendous. That's what that episode. Even though I love the episode, always reminds me of Carol because of that.
That's such a Carol thing.
It is such a Carol thing, isn't it? It is such a Carol thing. And you know Carol is an adult, so you think that's a childish thing. That's very Carol. So, yeah. What was that?
What?
I don't know. I thought I heard noise. I thought it was No. I thought I heard noise outside. I thought they were back. Yeah, so that's Carol. That's it. So that's what the episode reminds me of. So you enjoyed the episode then?
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah,
Really good. It was a great again, the sort of the concept of hiding, making the Doctor human, whilst everything around him is getting a bit more alien to us as viewers, because him not know what he's actually the vulnerable one in this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's talk about Baines. That guy. Don't know, has that sort of, I can't do that. I can't. Oh yeah, that sort of smile that he does, that half smile. What do you think of him?
No, actually, I really like him as a villain.
Honest to God, I remember looking into him not that long ago, and after Game of Thrones, he did bits and pieces, but not too much on television. He might be doing a lot of stage work, but he's such a good I don't know. His just facial expressions are just so good. And at the start, we showed him to be a little bit doofusy, but also a little bit arrogant at the start when he's like, "I say hello," just sort of like I'd like to see you, or that sort of thing. To go from that to then the change to being I'm full on 100% villain now.
Yeah,
it's like you could just tell in his face. It was it's such good work from him. Such good work from him. Like even at that bit where he was like, "I didn't even spare you." Just so much. It's such a cold line. It's brilliant. I fucking love him. I mean, the other characters that are part of the they're called the family. This group of people, the family. So you have mother of mine, father of mine, sister of mine, brother of mine.
Yeah.
So look how dirty that looks on the camera. Look at that.
Manky.
It looks manky. It was literally, you know what it is? I've had 3 cups of tea today. So I've just rinsed it out and then sort of drank it. So it's weird how that stains.
Sure, that's it.
I think that's saying you should see my boxers. Anyway, but yeah, their ones you can see the change, not necessarily with Father of Mine, because he didn't really get that much screen time, but Mother of Mine, you can see the difference in her as well, her demeanor. To go from what she was, you don't say half mad things, to then say that just that sort of like yes, show us now, please. That's But it was a good work from her as well to show the difference. But as a concept, did you understand what their whole thing is? Because the Doctor explained it, but it was in the middle of him, like everything being mad.
They need a Time Lord for something.
Yeah. So what it is that they have limited lifespan.
Yeah.
And what is that they're not bounty hunters, they're just hunters, and they basically take physical form. And the idea is that they're after the Doctor to be able to take his life, so that they can then be able to have it, to be able to live, whilst because their lifespan's so short because it's running out of time. So that's the reason why they're after the Doctor, and because they've got a time vortex manipulator. Do you remember in season 1, Captain Jack? Really handsome American dude.
Yes.
Captain Jack. He has the vortex manipulator, and he can travel. That's how they. Well, he had the vortex manipulator now, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's how he was able to travel to and fro places.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's how they were able to vortex manipulate through time and space. That's why they're able to chase him. So yeah, and because he's one of a kind, he's got a distinctive smell. That's where they can travel. They can chase him through time and space.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as a concept, I think that's cool. It is that they're not necessarily out here. Well, at this moment of time, they're not necessarily here showing anything other than we want to live. So we're going to kill you just so we can live. Even though we've seen how vicious they are so far. What do you think of the Doctor being human?
No,
I
wouldn't say it's cool, but it's like it's different.
It's different.
It's different to see him be like. Usually, it's like oozing with confidence and
stuff.
and then here he's a bit more like shy
and timid.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit goofy bumbling everywhere sort of thing. Another thing I noticed as well is the fact that he sort of is okay with violence. Because again, his whole thing is not violence, but in the end they're like, can we go beat wasn't not Baines, but like, I can't remember the kid's name now. But yeah, can we now go beat him? And he's like, permission granted.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sort of like, we need to be prepped for war and things like that. So you're seeing a side to him that the Doctor is not the Doctor in multiple facets, in the sense that he is not confident. He is, he's quite not violent himself, but not opposed to violence as Doctor is, and he's out here getting bonus for women. Listen, like.
Well, no, I feel bad for Martha though.
Dude, yeah, that whole thing. Listen, that little thing where she was like, "Why couldn't it be me?" That's quite a sad comment. Again, we know she's got a bit of a thing for him. A bit. She's out here like, yeah, it's Martha, but at least she's like sort of like kind of upfront about it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know. I do feel sorry for her, but her being stuck in this situation. I mean, her situation alone is a bit sad that she's now like stuck in this horrid time where she can't be a person of stature due to her gender nor her race, and she's having to basically guide this man so that he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Through it all, it's almost an impossible situation, but yeah, I have to. I do pity her. Again, what I was thinking to myself, right, is that the Doctor made that video saying step 1 specifically to Martha, but then he changed in the chameleon circuit in the room with her, then in there. The chameleon, the thing, yeah. So when did he do the video? Did he anticipate him being a bastard? Not being a bastard, but having to do it, or did he do the video with her in the corner somewhere? Like, she that's why I can't work out when he did it.
Huh.
Or do you think he just, when he gets a new companion, is like, right, I have to do these fucking videos again. Just in case.
That's a good question, actually. Maybe he did record it when she was there, just so she could remember everything.
That's the thing, but she's also a doctor, so you'd like to think she's got good memory.
23 things, though.
I think there's a lot more than 23 things you need to learn about the human body.
Yeah, and how long do you have to study for that?
7 years, I think. Yeah, 7 years, 20 seconds. Makes sense, yeah. Makes sense, possible. That's a good argument. I concede to that. Not concede, but I won't argue anymore. But yeah, so, but that was something I noticed as well. I was like, well, how, why, what? That sort of thing. Like, but it's such a little nitpick.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was an ambiguous thing, I'd love it like if like it was that sort of thing where it was an old Doctor, like you just sort of like, oh, he made this X years ago and it's like the 7th Doctor, and he said, and obviously he's old as fuck now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, that would be cool if it was something different, but that's just me being a little bit of a nerd. But yeah, trying to think of what else there was. What do you think of the Scarecrows? Who've got that bop going down? Fuck me. They're walking like 80s gangsters.
I don't really get them, to be honest.
Well, I think the idea, if I'm correct in thinking, if people are still here listening, isn't the idea that it's the concept of war, is that these people going to war are like straw men. And the idea in which they're like...
Yeah, but...
I think that's the...
How? Why?
I think they're taking advantage of the fact that it's a commentary thing on war itself and this moment in war, with the sort of like the building up to it and who will be going to war, as well as also being like, well, we are in the middle of nowhere where there's a lot of fields and people have scarecrows to keep them out of fields. So let's combine the two, I guess.
Yeah. So how did because the scarecrows would have been there before. So how did the scarecrows become their soldiers?
I'm again. There's no description. There's no telling of how it happened. Let me just get my chair up. There's no telling of how it happened, but I'd imagine it would be just something where it was like they just were like, well, let's just get all these. I guess maybe is that they were there for X amount of time, and then they were like, well, let's set these up so they're reconnaissance sort of thing to take and to try and track him down. And then when it was like, right, foot soldiers, I think of the foot soldiers. But again, it's like they haven't really done anything. The villains are the family.
Yeah.
The family. They're their little sort of like minis. It's sort of like how the Daleks were the villains, but then they had the little pig soldiers.
Yeah.
The way they had that's the thing. It's like they're just the extension of them to do things that they don't have to do. But yeah. I think. Oh, let's talk about Joan. Is Joan? Joan. The nurse.
Yeah.
Matron. What do you think of her? It's okay, you'd have to be bare. Martha's not even that bare.
No, she's alright.
Sorry. What do you think of the Doctor falling in love?
I just think that's him being human.
It is being human because it is. You see, because this is the thing in which he's like happy to do. He's looking forward to. Whereas you see him with when he was at Rose, he was like sort of like there, but also not there. He was keeping her arm's length, even though he did love her. And that's even though I don't,
because he knows that he's gonna be around forever.
Well, that's
basically.
what I mean. Yeah, the
and he's human. He doesn't know that. So
Yeah.
that's why he's just getting attached.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He has the natural sort of human responses to it, which is sort of like, wow, I'm interested in you. Should I make? Should we do this? Whereas he's like, I'm kind of in. Where he's with Doctor, he's like, I'm kind of interested in you, but I'm gonna wait until you're dead or on the other side of the universe or blah 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 for me to then be like, oh, something could have happened, and then just forget about it. You know, that's it's this whole thing. Like he doesn't. His whole thing is that he will continue and everyone else dies. So whereas in this one, he lives, he loves, he dies. But yeah, but again, it's side in which, especially with the whole sort of building up for season, not even season 1, season 2 was where they laid it on thick about seeing like Penrose, like sort of like will they, won't they, and he said like this whole I can't thing to then being like with Martha going like no, you're nothing compared to her, to then be like bam, Doctor David Tennant's Doctor, even though he's not the Doctor, but still him, love story. I think it was like a great contrast. I really did enjoy that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about the other character. Oh, the wee lad. What's his name? I've forgotten his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Mascon. Okay, hold on. Right, so the character we're thinking of, I was trying to remember what his name was Tim, young lad. Charlie also looked, and he recognises him from Maze Runner. So, there we go. So what do you think of Tim's character? Confusing. So you said you were confused by it because of how it seems to be mixing up timelines and stuff like that.
But I can't figure out what... It's actually just messing with my head. I don't understand it.
Well, he said that he says some things and they tend to sometimes they turn out to be true sometimes.
Yeah. So what is actually wrong with him?
Well, what is he wrong with? I mean, but he says that, and then at the same time, so something's. This is before he's even interacted with the Doctor or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he's saying that these things happen anyway.
Yeah.
So, but then there's something like that there. But then also, when he then gets the watch in his hand, he's got a connection to it that the others don't, because Martha wasn't hearing anything, the Doctor wasn't hearing anything, so he was hearing things like
Time Lord
I'm a Time Lord, blah, blah, and then sort of like keep me hidden and stuff like that. He's been able to open it, see things, and it looks like now that it's sort of bleeding through, because Martha bumped into him and then he saw Martha in a different time, in a modern time, because she's wearing a modern clothes, and then it went back. So I mean, it's not. Nothing's been like said anything yet, so I understand why you're confused. But it's intriguing.
No, it is intriguing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain what's going on.
Yeah, because you then saw the one where it showed them. It showed him in the during a war, saying, it's X-Men past time. It's here. The time is now, and then it turns off. Yeah, so something's going on with time and with this kid and the watch and etc. So. But it's intriguing, to say the least. But, I think, I think and the watch itself, I think that's a great concept. Again, listen, it's time. It's Time Lord. The whole thing is to do with time, and a lot of things you'll notice when it comes to the Time Lords, they deal with, they have things they usually do with the, like the intricateness of a stopwatch, and it's like the cogs in it that make, and then most watches what makes it turn and stuff like that. So the fact is that he's put himself into a watch, like the time mode version of him. Yeah, I think that's a great concept. That's
Oh, is that what that is?
yeah. So in case anyone's wondering, there we go.
I thought that was just like a fancy dress thing.
So it's not, but it definitely looks like it. But what it is that for my for my graduation when I was 18, I kind of this was at the height of, not the height, but this was at the start of my nerdism for Doctor Who. And I went there with that pocket watch, a bow tie. So it was a 3-piece suit, bow tie, pocket watch, and I had a cane. That cane downstairs, that black cane. Yeah, I had a cane.
How old would I have been?
Well,
because I feel like I remember you doing that.
When I was 18, you were probably about 4. Hold on. Yeah, because my graduation was you were 4. Hold on, were you born in 2007, right? Or 2006?
6.
You were 5. Because my graduation was in 2011.
Yeah, I feel like I remember that.
Maybe you just remember the cane, maybe in general. Or there's a photo somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah, probably a photo.
Maybe a photo, but yeah. So overall, you're happy with that episode? I'm very happy with that episode. But did you enjoy that episode?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Now, do you think that you might remember this episode in a couple of days' time?
Yeah, I will, yeah.
You will do, we'll see. And are you actually because before I had to convince you to come in here. Would you consider yourself kind of excited to watch the next episode? Yeah. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. But yeah, all right, cool. Well, we'll leave it there, guys. So if you like the video, please like the video. Comment down below. What do you think of this episode when it came out? What was your favorite bit? Least favorite bit? What do you think the Doctor falling in love and it not being Rose or Martha or anyone else, especially Rose? Ha ha ha. What do you think? What do you think of? What do you think your man that plays Baines as him as him as an actor in this role? Again, Charlie sometimes looks at the videos. No comments down below that give spoilers for the next. What do you think of the family of Bloods? And yeah, overall, what do you think of this episode? If you like this type of video, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get a notification every time I upload. I do videos obviously with Charlie, but I also do Doctor Who videos by myself. I did Shooty's first season, that's all up here. I also do reactions to other things. So for example, recently I reacted to The Boys season 4, House of the Dragon season 2, The Acolytes, the first season I reacted to that. I just finished Star Wars Rebels as well. That's just finished as well. I do Star Wars content. I also do stuff for Marvel. So I do the Marvel TV shows, have done since Moon Knight. But I also did the films, Phase 1 to 3, the Infinity Saga reactions with my mate Josh. So if anything like that sounds like it takes your fancy, guys, like, subscribe, notification bell, all that jazz. But thank you again for watching, and we'll see you out there. Alright. Alright, do you want to watch the next episode?
In a bit.
So it begins.
Just woke up.
So, fuck off!